My name's Alan John Miller, but I'm actually Jesus. I remember all of the events of my crucifixion. I understood what was going on. I understood the reason for my death.
And he's collecting disciples. Miller has convinced them that they were with him at his crucifixion.
I just went to get the spike and smash it into his hands, and just so much love that came from him, so I couldn't do it.
It was excruciating to watch basically the annihilation of the person that I love the most.
Whenever I think about him now, I just cry. I'm starting to have a soul, like an emotional realisation of who he is.
Well, welcome along. I'm Jesus, this is Mary. And so what we want to do today is talk about addictions and bribery and fear, threats and blackmail. I can feel that many of you are still in addictions with regard to your development towards God. I've got all these emotional injuries. I will feed them with my truth. These things are not going to go away from you just by you getting baptised. Feel the disillusionment you feel, the disillusionment about the search.
What's happening here is AJ is talking about emotions. Now, most religions are suspicious of emotions. They see faith as essentially a thing of the mind. But emotions take us to the heart of AJ's teachings. What he's doing is setting up a sort of spiral where people get dragged down and down and down, and people are asked to plumb the depths of emotions from which many of them can never escape. One of his techniques to draw people in is to demand that they find emotional trauma in their family history.
Let yourself feel what it was like to have to shut yourself down so much just to please your mother. Because that's what she wants. That's what she wants you to do. Shut you down so much. And she's giving you all these things, but she wants a heap of things in return from you, and that feels bad to you. So allow yourself to connect with that. That's it. And as you connect to that, you can start really connecting. That's it. And as you connect, that's how much rage is there. You see, this is the childhood rage now. You see that? That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. And this is the childhood rage that's still there. Let yourself feel it. You feel that? Right. Because a lot of times they
And children are being caught in Miller's web as well.
Well, that my dad didn't want my mother. And
Before he became Jesus, Miller was a Jehovah's Witness pastor that fell out with the church over an incident with a prostitute. I first met him and Mary during the Brisbane floods. For many years, Miller made his money out of land development and a computer business. But now, he believes he holds the salvation of the world in his hands, along with a growing number of disciples who are buying properties next to him. He lives outside Kingaroy in Queensland.
My first memories were having nails driven through my feet, and those memories began when I was just over 2 years of age. So I didn't put them together as, I'm Jesus from that. And so I just sort of slotted it into the back of my head and went merrily on with my life until such a time as I started having a lot more specific memories about my life, which happened when I was 33, really.
Is it true that your mother tried to commit you to a psychiatric ward?
Yes, it is true. Yeah. And so, and these are things that I knew would occur. This is why I went, what? I've got to, I'm having all these memories of who I am, and I realise all of these different things coming up, and I also think about my future, and I go, boy, do I really want to bite this off again? My mum and dad in the first century followed me around, telling everybody I was crazy for most of my ministry. So my father didn't even change his mind until my passing in the first century.
So can you show me the nail marks in your hands?
Of course not, because it's not the same body.
Miller spreads the word via the web, YouTube and seminars here and around the world. He claims there are 100,000 of his DVDs in circulation. He calls his message the Divine Love Path, which offers oneness with God through AJ's teachings.
How long have you been doing the path? Right.
I was looking at it.
Hold it right up.
Praying for God's love and courage and strength, because I'm feeling a lot of fear right now.
2.5 months.
2.5 months.
It's torn my life to pieces. I've lost my wife. I've lost my home. I've lost my family. It's been tremendously devastating. And yet he's calling this divine love. If Miller walked into the room right now, the way I feel right at this point, initially I'd have him up against the wall and I'd look at him right in his eye and I'd rip the his throat right out.
When he appeared, I saw a human being. But this human being, like the Holy Bible talks about God, it says, God is light. God is the creator of light. God is the one who dwells in light. And God is the one who gives light. Exact words. I saw him being the light, creator of the light, living, dwelling in the light, and the giver of the light. All these four at the same time were him. All at the same time, they were him. In that light, now that light, all I can say that it is holy, pure gold. It's pure gold light, but it's holy. This is the closest description. There is no earthly words that can describe the beauty of Jesus Christ of Nazareth. He is beyond all intellects, both heavenly and earthly put together. He is beyond it. There is nothing that can explain accurately and perfectly how awesome and beautiful and mighty Jesus Christ of Nazareth he is. Impossible. So all I can say, the light I saw emanating from him is holy. Because that's the impression you'll get when you see him one day. I pray everybody sees him and be with him. Man, he's stunning. He's stunning. His breathtaking. It's holy, pure light. Gold. It's gold. It's so gold, even gold on earth is dirty. The sun that rises, that you see its light every day, the sun, it's dirty compared to the light that comes out of Jesus Christ. The sun will be ashamed to shine in his presence because the sun is dark compared to the light that was emanating from him. The sun is dark. And it's ugly, it's dirty, it's not pure. He is pure, holy, gold light. Everything about him was light. I could see the hair, but it's all light. The eyes were flickering. The eyes were flickering. I could see them. But you know how I saw them? My head was stuck to the ground. I could not lift my head. There was this force on me. I could not move anymore. I could not raise my head. I wanted to, but I couldn't. There was a power holding me down. I'm looking, I'm seeing his feet. He was barefooted. He appeared on that altar barefooted. I could see the places of the wounds of those nails that entered his feet. The wounds are still there. I could see them. It was this close. The feet were this close from me. This close. His whole body was this close from me. I'm looking at the feet, but I'm seeing everything in him. I see his head. I see everything. But I'm looking down. See, the Lord is someone beyond. Let me say this to those who call themselves theologians, scholars, they have PhDs, they have listen, you are babies. If you think you've got a PhD in theology, now you are Mr. Know-it-all, you're nothing. When Jesus Christ appears, all of your knowledge is nothing. You're zilch. All of us are zero. Nothing. I'm looking at his feet. I'm saying to myself, is this real or what? But yeah, it is, because I know it's real. And by the way, I was fully alert as well. I was like St. Paul. And I'm not comparing. May the Lord have mercy on me. I'm not comparing. St. Paul, I kiss your feet. St. Paul says, there was this man, he was talking about himself. There was this man that was taken to the third heaven, paradise. He says, whether in the flesh or in the spirit, I do not know. Because I can relate. He could feel the physical tangibility and along with it, the spiritual as well. So he can still feel the surrounding, but yet he's seeing spiritual. Very hard to explain. Very hard. Yes, I was alert. I know there was people, but I was focused on the Lord's feet, but I could see him all. And I'm looking down, he spoke inside of me. Inside of me. His voice is overtaking every fiber of my being. You have no control anymore. He's in charge. He's in control. When I looked at this man, the first thing that came to my mind in that moment, I said, what a God he is. Not a man, a God. But I saw a man. But I said, what a God he is. But the other thing that hit me so deep and so profound, this man is God, or this man that I'm seeing is not only a man. So I don't want people to misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm just, now, since 2013 till now, I'm still overwhelmed when I remember it. I don't know what to say. I'm overwhelmed. Every time I remember it, I don't know what happens to me.